We'll wait for some people to get on here and then we'll start. What the hell? Is anybody in here? What the hell? I'm gonna send out the links to social media real quick and then we'll get started. Yo, what's up, Zach? How the hell did I copy this? Yo, what's up, Jack? So if you guys have any questions, just feel free to ask me anything and then I'll answer them for you guys. How do you decide when you should start scaling your ads? Are you in Facebook, Google, or are you doing Instagram ads? It's kind of different for each one. For Instagram, like influencers, there's no really like scaling to them. You just keep on running influencers till they die out. Facebook, the main thing that people mess up with is Facebook is people get really nervous and they'll run Facebook ads for, okay, yeah, so Facebook. So are you like, have you made money with Facebook ads yet? Like, where are you at Facebook ads yet? But just for like beginners, like I know a lot of main problems they have is they start running ads and then they run them for like a day, right? At like $5 or something. They don't make a sale or something like that. They get all freaked out and they cut the ads. Facebook takes anywhere from like 3 to 5 days to optimize. So basically, you need to let your ad optimize. So it's the first day, if you're not making any sales, do not cut it. Like, make sure your ad is running for at least 3 days. And if your price per click is like freaking $1 or something like that, then that's when you probably want to. That's when you probably want to cut it. But scaling, like once you see an ad that's profitable, run for a couple of days, and once you see that it's getting consistent sales, it's profitable, like staying at a certain price, keep on upping the budget by 10% each day. What do you think about the Nebular store? That kid's super smart right now. Like he's legit the only person on it. I made a video on it. 400 people watched it. I only saw about 2 to 3 people actually take action, but pretty much everybody I saw actually made a lot of money off of it or is making money off of it. So if you guys aren't selling it, you're kind of stupid. But yeah, he's easily gonna take it to probably 100K this month. And he could honestly get it to probably 500K a month if he was using Facebook or Google too, Google retargeting, but he's not. How to get free traffic to your store. So whatever you're selling, let me think of like let me think of a good example. I'm trying to look for something. Um, I don't really have anything. All right. Let's just say like let's just say you can't really sell this, but let's just say you wanted to sell like designer cologne, Versace, right? So let's just say on Facebook they have groups for Versace. I don't know if they do, but they have groups like Versace groups for people who just like Versace. And say you're trying to sell Versace cologne, what you're gonna do is you're gonna post in that group, but don't post as if you're trying to sell it to them. Post as if you're a customer and you're like, yeah, I just got this from this shop. Like, go check it out, like stuff like that. Yeah, I'll probably save this replay up for a little bit. Somebody asked, "What car am I driving?" 2011 Genesis Coupe. Yeah, so the biggest thing that happens with Facebook and beginners is they just get scared after a day and they just cut their ads. Just do not do that. Like, let them run. Wait. Oh yeah, let them run for at least 3 days before you do anything to them. Like, I mean, if it's the first day and you're running at like $5 a link click or something, then cut it. But let it run for 3 days. And another big thing is a lot of people are trying to do like super small audiences. Make the audiences pretty big. Like I usually like 2 to 4 million, unless it like for Shopify, 2 to 4 million. If you're doing like SMMA, like if you're actually marketing for like a local business or something, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot like more narrow, maybe like 50K to 100K, depending on like where the size is. Like if I was marketing for a business in my town, probably only be like a couple thousand, if that. But for Shopify, if you're trying to sell products, make it a more wider audience so it can reach more people. And just Facebook, basically, Facebook Pixel does a lot for you. Like it helps you out a lot. When beginning to sell a winning product and you begin with Facebook ads, do you run traffic ads to build data, then go to add a cart, and so on? Or what object? Okay, hold on, let me read this. Okay, yes. So I do run traffic at the beginning. I'll run traffic, and then once I start getting sales with the traffic, then like it starts building on my pixel. Then once I get about 50 orders, I'll just make one look or not one lookalike audience, but like maybe like 3 to 5 lookalike audiences, and I'll do it just straight for conversion of purchases. And the more data I collect, that's the more lookalike audiences I use, the more like other targeting and methods I use and stuff like that. Like I go, like, there's a lot of different things you can do with Facebook. Like Facebook's probably one of the most like complicated ad platforms, but the best because there's so many things that you can do with it, unlike Instagram and Google. Um, for Google Shopping, how many impressions? So for Google Shopping, are you talking about like actually putting up the picture and then like having the sponsored one like right at the top? I never really tried Google Shopping. I was actually trying to make a Google Shopping ad today, but my Google ad account is freaking out. I usually just do the search ads or retargeting. But is it hard to start with the purchase conversion, or should you always start with traffic? Me personally, I never really jumped in straight to purchase conversion. I mean, I probably did a long time ago, but not that I can remember. I just always start off with traffic because it's usually the cheapest. And then, like, if I get a lot of traffic, I could start like pretty much like it could be like a series of like closing them. Like they keep on seeing it with traffic, then I could keep on retargeting them, and then eventually they'll buy it. I just like starting off with traffic the best, and once it's a lookalike audience, then I'll move it to conversions. How many impressions a month for search ads? It honestly just depends on like what kind of product you're selling. Like, say like you could be having a fidget spinner and your audience could be 1 million impressions a month. Obviously for Google Trends, I like selling more trendy like products. So like I use not Google Trends for Google Ads. I like selling more trendy like products, so I use Google Trends for that a lot because you can see like what's trending on Google Trends. How do you get different custom packaging so it doesn't seem like you're drop shipping from China? All right, so if you want custom packaging, you could probably go on AliExpress and then like actually contact with the supplier. Usually, I get all my suppliers' information, WhatsApp or Skype. But I know Alibaba, you could actually like get custom packaging. And if you're trying to build a brand, which everybody should be doing, because drop shipping, if you're just trying to do a quick drop shipping store to make a couple $100 and stuff like that, it's going to die out super quick. But like for now on, like everybody should focus on start building brands. And I'm actually going to be doing a lot of YouTube series about like building brands. But yeah, Alibaba will probably be the best place to do that. What would you recommend for me to do with the lamps in order for me to scale on Facebook? If I were you, I would first do a bunch of Instagram influencer shout outs, get those orders up, start email marketing, all that stuff, start upsells too. But I think you told me that you've been selling other products with it too. So that's really good. But yeah, get like 50 sales, then move it over, or not even, you don't even have to wait for 100 sales. Like once you get about 50 and then you have enough money to go to Facebook, then go to Facebook and then basically scale it from there. Run some Facebook ads, run some lookalike audiences. And then once you got Facebook going pretty good, then start doing some Google retargeting ads, because it's not really big on Google. And I'm not too sure if it'll get big on Google, but you could always retarget on Google. So basically when people go to like a website or something, they can see your ad right there. What products would do best at the moment? Black Friday's coming up, so as you guys know, Q4, everybody just buys off of impulse right now. So you could basically, anything will really sell right now as long as you know how to market it. But look for those trendy products because it's getting close to Black Friday, Christmas time. People are gonna buy that type of stuff. How fast do ads die with Facebook? I had a few great ad sets, then they died. I never really had an ad that like do really good and then just die all of a sudden. Like I could see like after like my best ads on Facebook, they lasted like a month of me just upping the budget, and they started to slowly die down. But like I can't really give out like an exact like time zone that they die. Google ads or Facebook ads. I both like they're really hard to compare to each other which one I like more, because they're both good in its own ways. Like there's certain things you can sell on Google that you won't be able to sell on Facebook, and then there's certain things that you'll be able to sell on Facebook that you can't sell on Google. Like it just depends. What's your strategy for picking specific Facebook interests for your ad sets? I like to go pretty broad. That's one of the main thing that people mess up with is Facebook is their audiences is way too small. So when I first started doing Facebook, I was thinking that at max I should be having 200K. So I was doing like all this, like I was doing narrow it down, kept on narrowing it down, more entries, all this stuff, and my ads were doing like really shit. And then I started talking to if you guys know Shane Conrad, he actually teaches Facebook ads in my course. We just started talking a little bit, and he just kind of helped me, like gave me a few tips and tricks on Facebook ads. And legit, right after like a week talking to him, my Facebook ads, I was getting like 1 cent link clicks. Like they were converting every like 15, I mean not every 15, about like 20 to 50 link clicks. So I was paying 50 cents to get a sale. Like it was an insane time period. What influencers would you recommend me to use? Most likely meme pages, like big accounts. That's so weird. Why do you think mine declined? Message me on Instagram and tell me like what you were selling, like what your whole situation was, because like I could see some products maybe just dying down, but it just depends. Should I sell products that take over a month to arrive or no? Yeah, I mean that's basically what dropshipping is. Sadly, a lot of stuff is from China. If you could find a U.S. supplier, that would be really good, but it's really hard to. Um, but yeah, everybody sells pretty much products from China. Just mention in your site that it's going to take about 7 to 20 days for shipping. How do you find new winning products? There's a lot of things I do. If you get into my course, like I legit have we have like I think like 30, maybe like 20, 30 videos on legit just finding products like all different ways. So yeah, you could go do that, but there's so many ways I find products, like it's insane. It was a baby niche product. trying to think of what would cause it to decline. One thing that I'm thinking is your audience was too small. That would probably be the main thing. What was your ad frequency rate? Like, was it like a 2 or something like that? 'Cause that's the only thing I could really think of, unless the product. Um, yes, you probably want to make a niche store for it. I think unless your general store is like related to it, but making a niche store is probably better for building the brand for that niche store, and then you could upsell similar products. Also, do you recommend marketplace ads? I've heard people get low cost for purchase. Um, so sometimes on some of my ads, I'll just leave it on there, but I never actually seen like a lot of purchases come in for it from it. Like usually it's just feed. Have you tried using funnels to test products instead of creating a store? Not yet. I'm actually with my newest store that I'm opening up either tomorrow or the day after that. Depends on which day I have the more time. I'm gonna just do strictly funnels basically because the conversion rate is 10 times better. Not 10 times better, but it's like 2 3 times better. I think a ClickFunnels conversion rate is 6%, and then I get a Shopify conversion rate is 2. So I definitely want to get into ClickFunnels. It's just I'm not really that creative, so I'll probably have to hire people to do it for me. It was 2 million size audience and only like 10 purchases. What was the ad frequency rate? Like how many times was it shown to each person? How do I send the tracking label to my customers? So with Oberlo, I don't know if it's for the. It might only be for the more expensive plan, the $100 plan. But basically, like you could update the order and it will send them your tracking number. You could do it manually. I know there's some apps to do it too. I think it's AfterShip or no, AfterShip is the what where they can go and track it um, on your store, but how can I be a better marketer? So this is what everybody messes up on is a lot of people will start a Shopify store, right? They'll start their store and they'll find products and add it, but then they're stuck with the marketing part and they don't know who their audience is. They don't know how to market them or anything. And this is why I always say work backwards is because if you work backwards, find out an audience first. Find a super passionate audience. For example, Christians are pretty passionate. I'm gonna give you guys a free product right here, and I hope one of you guys actually goes and take this, but I know probably none of you guys will. So basically, a super good product, it would be a Christian niche. So you could legit make a print-on-demand store and make it like Christian, where like you could do like quotes or something. Like, I don't know, just go find another store, pretty much copy them, and you could just target Christians because a lot of Christians are really passionate and they'll buy that type of stuff. And also, like even if you want to do something better, is you make it like kind of like a charity. And like if you're gonna make it a charity, make sure to actually donate. Don't be one of those dicks who just say, "Oh, I'm gonna donate to this blah blah blah," and then they don't go and do it. Make sure you actually do it because karma will get you in the end. But for example, be like half these sales will go help local churches around the U.S. or something like that. But you can legit make a print-on-demand store. Just go on Fiverr, pay people $5 to make a design. Find a design, tell them to copy it, put it on a shirt, and then target Christians. And bam, you got yourself a winning product. So before you start off a store, look for the passionate niches first. I'm probably going to end this in like 10 to 20 minutes, so make sure you ask any questions you have. Let's see if. Do you coach? No, I currently stopped. So I currently stopped like mentoring people because it's just honestly really hard. Some people just aren't like meant to be coached, and It's really hard. It's a lot of time for me, a lot of time for other people. But if I ever were to like mentor somebody again, I'd like make sure I like call them a couple times to get to know who they actually are, so I know how to coach them. Because like some people just can't be coached. I can legit tell somebody step by step what to do. They either won't do it or they won't execute it the right way, and they won't succeed. And then they go and just blame it on me and stuff like that. So it just depends. But I did make a course. I did drop that. The link will be. It's not under this video. It's under my last one, or it's in my Instagram bio. It's half off right now. And then we also have payment plans on there too. And the cool thing about the course is it's just not me teaching it. There's 3 other people in it. If you guys know JT, he's a dropshipper. He has a red Tesla. He's doing like 160K a month and stuff. And then if you guys know Shane Conrad, he's just like the Facebook guru. Like he's a god at Facebook. He did like 10 million last year or something like that. He teaches the Facebook section. Now I teach the Google section. And we teach a lot more than that too. You guys can check that out. It's either in my bio. It's not going to be under this video, but it's under any of my previous videos. Do you market on Facebook? Yes. Facebook and Google are my main platforms of marketing. They're my favorite too. I don't really like Instagram, but I still will use it. Is it too late for Q4? No, like legit right now is a perfect timing. Like go out, make a store right now, tonight, sell something. It's really not that hard. Like you need to get on it. Are you gonna post new products in a Black Friday Telegram group soon? Yes, I will. I will soon. I just want to get more people in there. But no, it's definitely not too late for Q4. You got what's it called? You got Black Friday coming up 3 weeks, I think. Yeah, 3 weeks from today, I think actually. So you want to be prepared for Black Friday. What approach do you take with Facebook? I work backwards. I go on Facebook. Before I even make a store, I go on Facebook. I find out who my audience is. I find out how I'm going to market to them. Another thing what people mess up about their marketing is you're not hitting like the pain spots. Like when I'm selling something, for example, I'm gonna tell you guys a story about this one time I got sold, and I actually went and made a dropshipping store for it. So if you guys know what these Himalayan salt lamps are, I have one somewhere in my room, but I forgot where it's at. So when I was a little kid, not even little, like probably like 10 years ago, when I was about 7 years old, I have like super, super bad asthma. Like I can barely breathe half the time. And I was at a swap meet and I walked across this like lamp. It was like this lamp could purify the air to make you breathe better, like all this stuff. And it just tells you how it makes you sleep better, makes you breathe better, all this stuff. And they sold me right away. I was like, Mom, we need to buy this. It's going to make me breathe better and stuff like that. And then like one night I was laying in my bed and I was thinking about it. I was like, damn, they really like sold me so good. I was like, I could legit sell this. I could target people with insomnia, so people who can't sleep at night, or target people with asthma, and then basically make a video ad saying the health benefits of it, and people will just be sold right away. So I always look for more of the like, emotional side, because people buy off emotion and then justify with logic. So that's a big thing to do when you're trying to sell something. It's not just about getting a product out there. Like you could legit get the winning product and you can put it out there, but if your copywriting isn't good, it's not going to sell. Somebody said, "Can get me in that Telegram group?" Go to the link in my bio on Instagram, JakeCanales43, and it's in there. Oh yeah, so I've seen a couple of people ask if they could join the Telegram group. Yeah, it's in the link in my bio. I don't have money to start drop shipping. Should I apply for a credit card? I'm excited for Q4, but I'm broke. What you should be doing is mowing lawns, washing cars, selling. I don't know how old you are, but if you are in high school or something, you can sell candy at school. There's a lot of ways to go and make money. It just depends on how bad you want it. Before I started drop shipping, anything like that, all summer, I would legit just mow lawns and wash cars to save up money. And I sold candy at school to make a lot of money too. Yeah, to be honest, I agree. I wouldn't recommend applying for a credit card if you're broke, because let's say you apply for a credit card, you get, let's just say a $1,000 limit at first, right? So if you're broke, you probably don't have enough money to like buy a course or something like that. And there's not going to be all the free information out there on YouTube. Like I try to put as much free valuable information as I can on YouTube, but you can't get every single thing that you need to know from dropshipping. Like, for example, you're not going to find how to legit run Facebook ads A through Z on my Instagram or on anybody's Instagram. Like, you're probably gonna have to buy a course for it. And I wish I would have bought a course, but I think my ego was just too big back then. And I was like, oh no, I don't need a mentor. I don't need a course. And I lost a lot of money. But the worst thing you want to do is just get in a lot of debt over something like this. So just go, exactly. Somebody said, go to Craigslist free section and you could legit pick up couches, TVs and stuff, and then go on eBay and then sell it for freaking $100 or something. Something you got for free and you made $100. It's not showing in your bio. Hold on, let me check it out. All right, so if you click the bio, it should take you to 3 different links. There's course, YouTube channel. It's the free product of day one. It's the bottom one right there. That will, and then it like sends you over to it. So okay, and it sends you over to that. Let's see. Can you get me in that Telegram? Oh wait, I already read that one. Do you recommend Instagram or straight to Facebook? Instagram's the easiest to learn. If you have, let's say you have a lot of money, then go into Facebook. But before you go into Facebook, though, make sure you know what you're doing. For example, when I first went into Facebook, I had no clue what I was doing. Like I said, my ego was too big to take a course. I was like, I don't need a mentor. I don't need a course. I could do this all on my own. Boom, I lost $2,000 or $2,000 to $4,000, just something like that. And then once I finally reached out to somebody to help me, I actually went and was able to profit off my ads right away. So that's the biggest thing I could do is help you is go find a mentor or go get a course. What's different things does your course offers that others don't? I'm gonna pull up my course outline real quick and I'm just gonna read it off to you guys. Because there's a lot of things we do different. Like we legit bought a lot of other courses to see how we could pretty much fix stuff up and help it up and help it like make it help more people. And hold up while this loads. My Instagram, I'm gonna type it in here. It's JakeCanales43. All right, hold up. Let me read this outline real quick. I'm not even supposed. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be reading you guys this outline, but I don't really care. Let's see. I think there's right now. I think there's like 100 and something videos in it, but we're adding videos like every single day. The Google part isn't up there yet, but it will be up there within the next week. Let's see what we're doing. Courses. But the cool thing what I'm doing right now is for everybody who gets in my course, if you get in and you DM me, I'm gonna give you a free coaching call. And if I see that you're succeeding, I'm actually gonna like take my time to help you like kind of scale your store. So the first part is just like so one of the biggest things, if you're still on here, that's different from our course than others is we teach basically mindset and psychology stuff. So basically, like I said earlier, like some people just aren't meant for drop shipping. Like you could tell them A through Z how to do something and they still won't succeed. And we teach you how to actually change your mindset to like make it a succeeding mindset and an open mindset to learn a bunch of different things. So that actually opens up a lot of stuff and will help you out a lot. But basically, the first module is Intro to Dropshipping 101. There's a lot of videos in there. The number of reasons why dropshippers fail, we have a video on that. The $1 million quadrant. So we have 3 quadrants, and those are what like is the most valuable info with product research and stuff like that. I think just in those, there's probably like 30 videos or something. The AMZ strategy, webology technique, supplier evaluation tool, niche validation, the only one who can stop you, site creation and product importation, that's a lot of videos, store optimization, how fast is your site, golden rule for marketing, Facebook ads, targeting audience on Facebook ads, secret to free traffic, Facebook, there's so many on Facebook ads, scaling or killing, Instagram creation, Instagram growth hack, Instagram marketing, influencer marketing extended, converting influencers to affiliates, Google AdWords, marketing preparation, search ads creation, optimizing your ads, audiences, and yeah, we're gonna be adding a lot more. Bro, how would you market the Zodiac bracelets video, or just image for Facebook? Are you talking about the Zodiac bracelets that I put on my story the other day? If you're talking about the bracelets or the necklaces I put on my story the other day, you legit. So I don't know what the zodiac signs are, but I think all I know is I'm an Aries. I'm born in the beginning of April. You can't actually go on Facebook and target just people who are an Aries. You would have to target people basically born in early April. But that's what I would do. I would target their zodiac sign and then narrow it down to necklaces. People who like either jewelry or necklaces. Yeah, so basically target them by their zodiac sign, narrow it down to either jewelry or necklaces. How do you know when a product is dead, when to kill it and move on? My bad. So basically, let's say you have a good product, it's making sales, and then if it just stops making sales, like if you're this is kind of hard because some people who just don't know how to market, they could be having a good product, but they don't know how to market. So they're just going to think it's dead. But for people like me, for example, like if I was selling a product, and let's just say I sell like 10 of them, but I'm not really able to profit. And I know it's not my marketing or anything like that. It's just people just don't want to buy this product. Then I just know it's dead. But I don't really sell products that people won't buy. Like usually every product I'm super confident in because I do hours and hours of research before I start selling it. Like I legit study my audience. It sounds crazy, but I'll watch videos about people who like buy stuff and like all this stuff. Like there's a lot of psychology stuff to drop shipping. I don't think people realize that. That's why I try to read like a lot of books. Like right here, I have, let's see, my psychology books. So we have like The Way of the Wolf. That's for selling stuff. This one's just like, I really love this book because like if I had like anger issues, and this one just makes me like not be mad at people and stuff, and positive influence. Where is it? This book right here. This is like probably one of the best books out there. I haven't even read the whole thing yet. It's really hard for me to read because it's written at a way higher level than what I could read at. Because it's not that I'm dumb. It's just like I don't process things easily. When it comes to books, like it's really hard for me to read. But I still take it in a lot. But there's a lot of psychology stuff when it involves drop shipping, and we actually teach that in our course. And like I said, that's what makes our course so different. Right now I'm currently back in high school because I wanted to play sports. Influence of Persuasion as well. Influence of Persuasion. Is that a book? Who's that by? Or are you just talking about influence? Oh, what it's called? Okay. Any other books you recommend? Let me see. All my books are turned the other way, so I can't see the titles. Hold that one sec. All right. So I'm just gonna name 3 books. If you haven't read The Instant Millionaire, go onto Amazon right now and order it. Like deadass, just order that book right away. Best books I ever read. Second, Rich Dad Poor Dad, like Christopher just said. Rich Dad Poor Dad. So funny story about this book. So what I do when I'm reading a book, I buy the audiobook too. And when I go to sleep at night, I play the audiobook so I could kind of like, because in your sleep, your brain like does it comprehend? I think comprehends the word. It comprehend more of I don't think that's the word. But basically, when you sleep, your brain processes more. That's what I was looking for. So I was going to sleep one night, and I was like, okay, I just bought Rich Dad Poor Dad. I'm gonna play the audiobook. And I think it was a school night. I'm not too sure, but I ended up staying the whole night just listening to the audiobook because the book was so good. And then I read it all the next day. Yeah, Rich Dad Poor Dad is probably the best book overall. Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I really love The Instant Millionaire because I wasn't a great reader. It was the very first book that I read, and it made me. The way the writer wrote it was probably one of the best ways ever. It was a super easy read. Same thing with Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's just a more longer book, but super easy read because the story it tells is just so good. The Psychology of Persuasion by Robert. All right, let me write that down real quick. But no, Rich Dad Poor Dad, like that book legit just changed so much of me. Like any of my success is almost not due to Rich Dad Poor Dad. Definitely Wolf of Wall Street. If you guys haven't watched Wolf of Wall Street, I'd say if it wasn't for Wolf of Wall Street, I wouldn't be where I was at today. That movie like legit changed my life around. And not in the drugs way or anything like that. It's just if you watch Wolf of Wall Street and you don't watch it for entertainment wise, but think of it as more as like a business, it's really insane what it could do to you. Fuck, I lost it. Oh, the psychology. Okay, the psychology of persuasion. Oh wait, I think I have this book somewhere. This book seems super familiar. Where did you get the big blackboard? That's actually paint. I painted my wall chalkboard and I write all my goals down and stuff like that. How much money do we need to start Shopify dropshipping? I started with $8. I'm not gonna say that you need $8 to start. If I could suggest a good number, it honestly depends how much you know about dropshipping. When it comes to business, I can understand things a lot more easier than what other people do. Like I realize like mentoring, not even mentoring a lot of people, but talking to friends and stuff, everything just comes so easy for me when it comes to business. Like, but for them, not really. But so I don't know what type of person you are, but everything comes easy for me. So for example, it's not that I didn't need to buy a course. It's just I like to figure stuff out on my own. I wish I still would have bought a course, but for a lot of people, I still highly suggest you watch a lot of videos, like dead ass. Just sit down and watch videos all day, watch courses, take notes, read books. Psychology is a huge thing. Like read about people who impulse buy, all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff you need for dropshipping. A good amount of number is I would want to have at least probably like if you're trying to get into Facebook ads or Google ads, probably like 500. The good thing with Google ads is you get a free $100 once you spend the first 25, so that's really good. No, like the Wolf of Wall Street, like any big person in business has definitely watched that movie and they will probably say it's one of the best movies ever made. Like Jordan Belfort, I know he's a scammer and I know a lot of people might hate him because he's a scammer, but take the scammer side away, he's probably one of the smartest human beings on this planet. Him and Elon Musk are legit my two, like, not mental, they're my role models. Like I'm thinking about buying a Tesla just because of how much I love Elon Musk. Like I could just listen to him talk all day. He's so fucking brilliant. It's really insane. And Jordan Belfort, like I just love watching interviews because he's always selling. Like he's the best salesman in the world, no doubt. I also really love Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone is just like the coolest person out there. But yeah, those three people are like, I try to listen to them every day. Like I could tell you word by word the whole Wolf of Wall Street movie. I've watched that movie a couple thousand times easily. It's a dope ass movie. Do you party or grind on the weekends? I only grind. I don't like partying and stuff. I don't like. So I'm introvert, so I don't really like being around people. And it's not that I don't like being around people. I don't like being around stupid people. So for example, like high school parties, like if you're like getting drunk or something, like what are you celebrating? Like I only believe in like drinking and that type of stuff if you're celebrating. And high school kids, most of them are broke. Like I legit have kids like begging me for money and shit like that, and they're all stupid as fuck. Like they're not going nowhere in life. They just get alcohol and they smoke fucking Juuls all day. With Google Shopping, can you take out products I'm trying to get out? What is, I don't know what you mean about that. In school and business class, where we are on the enterprise chapter and we're watching a documentary on Elon Musk, this is where I think most teachers fuck up about is they should be showing kids Elon Musk, Jordan Belfort, Grant Cardone, even Tai Lopez. Tai Lopez is a super smart human being. People think he's a scammer, but trust me, he's one of the smartest people in the world too. Like I love Tai Lopez because he's so smart. I could listen to him talk all day too. He's a really smart person. You can learn more from just listening to them talk than you'll ever learn from a teacher. Skills and characteristics of an entrepreneur. All right, I'm gonna end this soon. So, any last questions? We've been on here for low key quite a while. I wasn't expecting to be on here this long. Yeah, no, most almost all billionaires and stuff, millionaires have dropped out of college. The ones who don't are usually the more older ones. This is something Warren Buffett said, and this is actually. All right, hold up. The characteristics are full of shit. I forgot where it's at. Oh, the funny thing is that Elon dropped out of college and we were watching him. Oh yeah. So what was I was gonna say? Is Warren Buffett? I think it was Warren Buffett, or was it Bill Gates? No, Warren Buffett. So he says that in my office, I probably put my completion of a sales course from Dale Carnegie. If you guys don't know who Dale Carnegie is, I'm pretty sure he wrote How to Win and Influence Friends. Um, but he said that he put his sales course certificate basically completion, but he doesn't put his diploma from, I forgot what school he went to, but he doesn't hang it up. Like, he's not proud of it. Like, there's really nothing it did to him. But yeah, like in 20, 30 years, the top 1% of the world are probably people that never even go to college. Like, I've legit seen more people succeed from not going to college than going to college, because the average salary from a 4-year college graduate right now is like 50,000, and I don't really see how you're going to go 100K in debt to only make 50K a year. This is another funny thing. Like, today, one of my substitute teachers, like, oh, like, you need to go to college. You'll make $1 million more. I was like, you'll also be 100K in debt. You won't learn a valuable skill. You'll work a fucking job. Like, college legit just teaches you to work in factories. I was like, you're stupid as fuck. Like, you're probably not even making 100K a year. I was like, next year, if I'm not making 100K a month, like, I'll be fucking pissed at myself. And you're proud that you're making 100K a year. Like, there's just differences between people. What are the goals you have on the wall? Let's just see. Exotic. All right, so it's like the goal part, I have exotic by 18, so I want an exotic card by 18. But I honestly think I'm going to change that, because the more I read, the more I realize I don't really want to buy a car anymore. I want to buy some assets, so some real estate. So that might change to like multifamily apartments. I want to be on Forbes. I want to get 50K Instagram followers. I just need to start marketing my Instagram. I haven't been doing that lately. I want to get 10K subs on YouTube soon. Once water polo is over, I'm just going to be posting on YouTube every single day. I've just been trying to focus on water polo right now. Save a lot of money, because it's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you save. And like somebody said, financial education is key. So if you want to learn about financial education, read the book Why the Rich Are Getting Richer by Robert Kiyosaki. Make sure you read Rich Dad Poor Dad first, so you could, if you read Rich Dad Poor Dad first, the second part of the book is basically Why the Rich Are Getting Richer, so it makes it an easier read. I want to travel the world. So like basically right when I graduate high school, I want to move to Bali, Indonesia, and I just want to travel. See what else I got on there. Basically just promote, build social medias, help some people, all that stuff. I didn't read Why the Rich Get Richer, Poor Get Poor. I don't think it's called The Poor Get Poor. It's just Why the Rich Get Rich. Wait, yeah, maybe it is Poor Get Poor. I don't know where my book is. I think it's downstairs. But no, like, it legit just talks about middle class will pick a Mercedes that depreciates basically freaking a total of 60K, while the rich, the 1%, buys houses that appreciates freaking double every 20 years or something like that. So like, I'm kind of done. Like, I got out of the phase. Like, all the people that you see on social media buying cars, jewelry, all that shit, they're fucking stupid. I could see it from the marketing point. That's how they make their money. But once they get enough money made, they definitely should be going into real estate. Real estate is legit the easiest way to get rich. Like, there's no such thing as a get rich quick scheme. And there's no such thing as like get rich, anything of that. But dead ass, like, if you're rich, if you have money, like, all these rappers are stupid as fuck right now. They legit have millions of dollars and they're not buying real estate. And this is why I really like If you guys follow me on Twitter, you saw me tweet this yesterday. But one of my favorite artists, I listen to rap music. So if you guys know who Juice WRLD is, he released this song with Future. It's called Realer and Realer. I'm just gonna type this in. So basically, if you listen to that song and actually listen to the lyrics, it's the most realist song you out there. Like at the beginning of the song, he says like made a couple of million, invested it in buildings, tripled my income or tripled my money, something like that. And then he goes, I'm gonna find my tweet. But these were some of the most realist lines I've ever heard in my life, and that's what I was talking about earlier. So he says people love to talk about the money that they make. Nobody want to talk about the money that they save. Then he says, who am I to talk about it? I blow money every day because I know when you die, you can't take that shit to your grave. So like that's just another thing, because when people start making money, they start letting it control their lives, and you can't really let that control your life. Like for example, right now, my biggest passion right now is water polo. So I just want to play water polo. That's all I care about. This is my last year ever playing water polo. So I just want to do as best as I can in it. And so for my main focus to be on water polo, I'm going to take a cut from my businesses. So my businesses haven't been doing as good as they usually would, but I'm totally fine with it because my self-fulfillment is water polo. Yeah, so some people just like, for example, some people would much rather be like a social media influencer. They would like to be known. They would like to wear flashy things, all that stuff. Usually, those people are actually more depressed on the side. The people who are just more low key, like for me, like I don't like wearing flashy stuff. What I realize at school a lot is kids will be wearing fake Gucci belts, fake Gucci jackets, fake Gucci everything, fake Louis V, just because they want to fit in. But for me, like I buy a real designer. Like for example, I wear a Gucci belt every day. You'll never want to see me try flexing it. Like I'll never tuck in my shirt. I'll never be like, oh yeah, I have a Gucci belt, because it's just like I just don't really care. Like unless I'm saying it to like a homie because we're messing around. But I really don't care about materialistic stuff. When I first started making money, I did care about materialistics. But once I started reading, I realized that if you're just buying a chain, if you're buying clothes, like you're fucking retarded. Um, all right, so yeah, that's just gonna sum up my live. So thank you guys all for coming. I'll have this replayed, but I'll see you guys in the next live. Oh, whoever said your future is bright. I hope we meet one day. Thank you so much. It just showed you've been on here since the very beginning, so that's what's up. Thanks for the value. No problem. I'll try to give out as much value as I can. And then I hope we meet one day. I hope to meet like anybody who like looks up to me or anything. I'm going to start within the next year. I'm going to start trying to like, once I grow my following more, I'm going to start trying to throw events and stuff. So make sure you come out to those. But for now, see you guys.